Joe Budden once again got smoke for his former co-host on the Joe Budden podcast. So Joe's been in his bag of late. A lot of clips been floating on the net of Joe popping his ish since he was named the top media influencer of the year for rap's concerned by Complex. Recently on one of his podcasts, it was none other than Joe Budden apparently responding to his former co-hosts who've got their own podcast nowadays, Rory and Mal, who reacted to Joe being number one on said list from Complex. Joe Budden said, "To whom this may concern, this is not even on page 1 of the manual, because you dudes ain't even in the bookstore. Instead of critiquing people's placement on the list, we need more critiquing of why you're not on the list. To everyone not on it, shut up. There's some steps that you dudes have missed. To whom it may concern, stop holding the microphone. I'm just giving out podcast advice. It's certain dudes, y'all can't even speak to me because y'all ain't did the work yet. You didn't go to the bookstore. You need to hire the editors, get people to help, invest in the staff, pay the staff, get more staff. Stop check chasing, stop doing the bare minimum and expecting to yield results. You dudes are the bare minimum boys." Clear as day, Rory and Mal bought into the bare minimum boys catchphrase by Joe Budden and even had some fun with it by rocking some bare minimum boys shirts on their next podcast. Even got a response here from Rory. He said, "Outside of maybe 2 or 3 jokes since we put our response video 2 years ago, I have not said a word. Matter of fact, if anything, I've been objective and complimentary in a lot of places. And if you look at that clip, I even said you deserve to be on that list. By the way, I'm talking to Joe Budden. I don't do this who we may concern BS and subs. You're 45. Talk to people. Don't bleep my name out on the podcast. Shut up. I told you the last time I saw you, leave me alone. And I have not said another word. I've been nothing but calm, polite. Anytime someone brings you up publicly, I don't say bad words. Stop talking about it." Yeah, so y'all let me know who you believe won the podcast war, I guess is what you call it, between Joe Budden and his former co-host Rory and Mal. I have not seen a lot of Rory and Mal's podcasts over the last year and some change. I know they did land at a new network and everything like that. I still do listen to Joe Budden's podcast quite frequently, to be honest with you. This dude, man, I'm telling y'all, man, say what you want. He's probably not the greatest human being, but you got to give a brother credit. He is phenomenal at podcasting. He's the LeBron James of hip-hop podcasting. You put anything around him, this dude can make it work, man. Got to give credit when credit is due. This dude knows how to create compelling, entertaining content, seemingly with no matter what is around him. Probably doesn't make for the best person, by the way, but definitely makes for a hell of a podcaster. That pod is still pretty darn good. Love the new additions, by the way, Joe Budden of the podcast. I want to thank you guys so much for the time, love, and support. Is what your boy will never take for granted. Joe Budden exchanged his words with his former co-host Rory and Mal once again, 2 years post their very loud breakup. I'm out.